огне. Кто читает свои сны, поклоняюсь темноте.
Hey y'all, what is up? What is good? How you doing? Today, BlackGhostFace is here to do a Be Amazed video, and since, I'm kind of waiting for, the embarrassingly dumb ways people die and all that, I'm going to be jumping into another one, and this is the passive-aggressive ways people got revenge. Ain't nothing more satisfying on getting payback on someone who, betrayed you, made you look like a fool. So this is part one. Jumping in. Let's enjoy.
When it comes to revenge, public displays of aggression aren't always the best choice. Sometimes the most satisfying kinds of vengeance are the sneaky, calculated, slow burners. And they're just as entertaining to hear about as they are to carry out. So get ready for off-the-charts pettiness as we explore some awesomely passive-aggressive ways people got revenge.
Okay, show me.
In 2018, a Reddit user shared the tale of how he got rid of a pesky coworker. The coworker constantly made fun of the original poster for no good reason at his construction job, and even attempted to get him fired without cause. One day, the OP heard the jerk mention that if he ever won the lottery, he'd quit the job on the spot. So, the OP bought a load of fake gold coins, secured them in an antique box, and hid them in a wall of the house they were working on. When the arrogant coworker found it, things went exactly as planned. The overjoyed employee approached the boss, called him a loser, and quit, believing himself to be suddenly rich. The boss had been planning to fire the employee anyway, but he was happy to expedite the end of his contract. In 2017, a bartender shared a sneaky revenge story with the internet about an unbearable regular. The customer would often sit for hours drinking, verbally abusing the staff, and worst of all, never tipping. One night she asked the bartender for a drink recommendation. He suggested she try a vodka paralyzer, which contained lots of heavy cream among other fattening ingredients. She loved it and began to order it all the time, often guzzling 7 or 8 of them per night. The bartender watched in passive-aggressive pride as the customer slowly gained weight from the high-calorie drinks. Revenge in this case weighed approximately 20 extra pounds. In August 2019, a man...
Whoa, hold up. First of all, these are going by real quick. First of all, now hold up. Let me skip back to the first one. So, this guy right here, this guy, bro, look at how devious this man is looking. He was planning on getting rid of him himself. I mean, bro. Now, hold on.
Things went exactly as planned. The overjoyed employee approached the boss, called him a loser, and quit, believing himself to be suddenly rich. The boss had been planning to fire the employee anyway, but he was happy to expedite the end of his contract. Fired without cause. One day, the OP heard the jerk mention that if he ever won the lottery, he'd quit the job on the spot. So, the OP bought a load of fake gold coins, secured them in an antique box, and hid them in a wall of the house they were working on. When the arrogant coworker found it, things went exactly as planned. The overjoyed employee approached the boss, called him a loser, and quit, believing himself to be suddenly rich. The boss had been planning to fire the employee anyway, but he was happy to expedite the end of his contract.
I missed that part when he said he gave him fake gold coins. Oh my God. He gave him fake gold coins thinking that you find it, you rich. And you would think to yourself, if you see gold, like a gold bar, you automatically about it like, yo, I'm rich. This is like legit right here. Secret stash, secret gold. I'm rich. and you already know, anybody who works at a corporate job, knowing that if you win the lottery, you will be like, say, if you to every single body you couldn't stand, especially your supervisors, your boss. Oh, you be just going just off the wall, cussing like a sailor. Cause I'm rich. I'm out of here. I ain't never gonna see your filthy face again. Gave him fake gold. Wow, fake gold coins. He got him real good. That was real good. Now, okay, so for this one, yeah.
The bartender watched in passive-aggressive pride as the customer slowly gained weight from the high-calorie drinks. Revenge in this case weighed approximately 20 extra pounds.
20 pounds?
In August 2019, a man placed an order for instant revenge at a McDonald's drive-thru.
Okay.
While he was ordering his food, an impatient woman behind him began honking and flipping him
I hate
off
that
for
so
taking
much.
too long. In an unexpected twist, he kindly paid for her food at the pay window. He proceeded to the pickup window and collected his order. Then he showed the receipt for the second order and took the lady's food too. He smugly drove off, leaving the woman with something to really be annoyed about. When Redditor
that was clever. That was so classic. No, hold on, y'all.
unexpected twist,
It's going by too
kindly paid
fast.
for her food at the pay window. He proceeded to the pickup window and collected his order. Then he showed the receipt for the second order and took the lady's food too. He smugly drove off, leaving the woman with something to really be annoyed about.
Wow.
When Redditor the Justin Seth's fellow
Eat
Starbucks
it.
worker took a
Oh,
customer's
wait, you
order and
can't.
asked for his name, the customer refused to oblige. But he didn't just refuse to give his name. He belittled her and called her stupid too. So the barista made the man's drink, and with nothing to go by, left the cup blank. With no name to call out, she left it on the pickup counter. 15 minutes passed before the customer angrily stormed over, picked up his now cold coffee, and gruffly asked if it was his. The Justin Set replied, "I don't know, it doesn't have a name on it." And this next story from
Sir,
2018, a
hell
young woman
no.
taught the UK's
Bravo.
Department of Work and Pensions a
Bravo.
valuable lesson in
Truly
internal
bravo.
communications. Soon after Hattie Broxton's mother passed away, she
Whether you fix roofs, move
That was-
boxes,
that was
or light up the
true.
room, Google local
That was
services ads.
truly
Makes
a
it easy.
bravo move she did. Truly bravo.
notified the DWP and received an acknowledgement in response. However, 7 months later, a benefits inspector called her and told her he'd be coming by to assess whether her mother was fit for work. Hattie, irritated by the obvious and frankly insensitive disorganization on show, allowed them to pencil in a visit to see her mother. When they arrived and requested to see Hattie's mom, she asked them to hang on a minute. She fetched the urn containing her mother's ashes and said, "This is Louise Braxton. You've come to assess her?" The inspector apologized profusely, hopefully encouraging the DWP to check a little harder whether the people using its services are, alive next time. Delving back into the pettiest depths of Reddit, user Raw Chernobyl lived in an apartment.
No, what did I just say?
Delving back into the
You like the laundry soap I buy? Great. How about some fun soap? Fun soap just for you. What?
pettiest depths of Reddit, user Raw Chernobyl lived in an apartment block with a shared laundry room where she kept her detergent. One day she realized her detergent was being used by someone, so she left a note asking them not to. They ignored her polite request, and in retaliation she topped up the blue detergent in one of her bottles with blue dye and topped up the clear detergent in the other with unscented bleach. The next morning she heard outraged shouting from the laundry room. When she went to investigate, the room was empty, but the source of the commotion was obvious. The trash can was filled with wet, bleach-stained clothes.
I
A few
wonder
days later,
why.
she spotted someone in a blue-stained t-shirt, revealing the culprit and signifying revenge accomplished. In March 2019, a blogger by the name of Baby
Beautiful,
Sideburns found a
beautiful.
creative way to take out her frustrations over her husband's laziness. She gave him a shopping list and sent him out for the items. Only those items didn't exist. Baby Sideburns turned her phone on silent while her husband cluelessly searched for seedless strawberries, unsour cream, and organic Pop-Tarts, among other nonsensical essentials. Needless to say, at least for that week, her husband would think twice about neglecting his share of the chores. When student Daryl Docherty wrote an essay in 2018, one of his friends thought it'd be funny to insert a curse word into the document when he wasn't looking. Eventually, Daryl's friend Lee confessed to the prank, and Daryl informed him that the prank had cost him the grade he'd needed to get a university offer. Lee felt terrible and wrote an apology email to the teacher who graded the essay, taking full responsibility. But it turned out Daryl had actually spotted and deleted the word from his essay before he submitted it. Aside from making his friend feel terribly guilty, Daryl's revenge peaked with his social media post exposing his friend's deeds and apologies to the thousands who saw it. Of course, some people are even more deserving of feeling guilty,
what you
namely
get?
cheating husbands. Luckily, scorned wives who know how to dish out vengeance in spectacularly petty ways are in no short supply. One wife posted this huge sign on her front lawn letting the whole world know that her husband was a cheater. It details the husband's smutty affairs with two other women that took place while his wife was caring for her husband's sick mother. If naming and shaming is your thing, Bright, bold, unmissable signage is the way to go. If your budget is a little smaller but you still want to publicly expose a cheating significant other, opt for the DIY version. Welcome Home Cheater on a white sheet is a perfectly suitable alternative to a hot meal waiting on the table. Another cheated wife posted.
Wow, no, hold up. These are going by so... These are short. I can see that right there. No, I gotta read that. Cheating husband, while his devoted wife was taking care of his sick mother, Lenny was having affairs with two women at the same time. Oh, and got the names. Oh, wow. Yeah, bro, that is true exposure. I mean, got a whole sign, a whole message for anyone that drives by. Cheating husband. It's like she could leave him if she wanted to, but she's doing a fate worse than death right now. She's exposing him to anybody that comes by and read that, and they know who he is too. Husband left us for a 22-year-old. House for sale by single owner. Bro, who has the time to put a sign like that? Husband left us for a 22-year-old.
Your budget is a little smaller, but you still want to publicly expose a cheating significant other, opt for the DIY version. Welcome Home Cheater on a white sheet is a perfectly suitable alternative to a hot meal waiting on the table. Another cheated wife posted a message in the local newspaper congratulating her husband's mistress on her pregnancy, which is a...
I would like to say congratulations to Shara Cormier and Patrick Brown. They are expecting a baby. Hope you both are really in love, and I hope it works out. Patrick's wife.
Sure way to get word of their affair out. Finally, it doesn't get more humiliating than having the guilty party stand by one of the city's busiest junctions wearing a sign around his neck bearing the charges. In plain view of the whole town, potentially including colleagues and bosses? That's gotta sting. But that's why it's so great. In 2017, Reddit's Petty Revenge subreddit served up a super satisfying story about shoddy service. When the bill arrived for a meal after the server had been incredibly rude and unhelpful, the OP didn't want to leave a tip at all. But to avoid an argument, he tipped 10%. The waiter angrily explained, here in Canada, it's customary to leave a minimum of 15%. OP apologized for not knowing the custom and asked if he could reprocess it. The server complied and took 10 minutes getting the bill cancellation approved. When he returned, the patron gladly took the new bill and selected the option to give the server a solid 0% tip. As the waiter stood there in disbelief, OP's partner said, here in Canada, we don't really like assholes. Another great story was shared in 2019 by a Redditor who was tired of her cereal being stolen at work. To stop the thief, she stuck a sticker over the seal that said, not yours. When she next checked, however, the seal had been torn open and the words, hide it better, had been written on the sticker. She politely responded with another sticker saying, fair call, enjoy. Only she'd poured a heaping amount of salt into the cereal before leaving it behind for the thief to enjoy. Someone responded to the OP story with a similar experience.
Checkmate.
This person's sushi was similarly being pilfered from the work fridge, so he performed some sushi surgery. He replaced the avocado in each piece with a huge chunk of wasabi. The culprit would be pretty easy to determine after that. After all, the person with their nose and eyes running like a fire hose does tend to stand out. But possibly the best of all these food theft vengeance tales comes from Redditor ASDF-QWERTY27, whose ex-roommate was...
It's going by so fast.
Food theft vengeance tales comes from Redditor AS...
Roommate was stealing my marked leftovers, made a chocolate cake with habanero peppers, labeled it with my name, and wrecked his world. Roommate was stealing my marked leftovers, so he made a cake with some hot peppers, labeled it with my name, and wrecked his world. Bro, these videos right here is like a lesson to where you do not want to take someone's food. That's a lesson right there, man.
SDF-QWERTY27, whose ex-roommate would incessantly steal his food. Requests for him to stop annoyingly only seemed to spur him on. So the Redditor baked a cake laced with habanero peppers and mixed wasabi into the frosting, leaving the final product in the fridge labeled, do not eat. Predictably, the roommate got drunk and tucked into the cake. When the insane amounts of spice hit, he proceeded to violently puke. The cake burned even more on the way out. And that's not to mention the bathroom trips the next day. When a neighborhood's homeowners association cited a homeowner for trash cans that were visible from the street, the homeowner was forced to erect a privacy fence. He did what was asked of them, just with a little attitude. When the fence inevitably gets cited, what's next?
And look how it's...
Some topiary?
Wow.
For anyone who ever encountered a childhood bully, it's time for some vengeance therapy. The person who shared this tale with the internet reminisced how it was always his and his siblings' job to rake the leaves in the front yard of their childhood home. They'd always leave the leafy piles out front for morning collection. But 2 days in a row, the neighborhood bully came by and after all their hard work, kicked the piles, scattering the leaves everywhere. The siblings decided to create another pile for him, but this time, they placed it on top of a fire hydrant, concealing it. They hoped he'd just hurt his foot when he kicked the pile, but instead, they watched from their window as the bully ran and dove head first into the pile.
Hey guys! Today we're going to learn how to add this scrolling animation to your website in Wix Studio without...
Ouch. Sometimes revenge causes a real stink, as was the case with the friend of a user from the Pro Revenge subreddit. OP's friend figured out their neighbor was flushing used diapers down the toilet, causing foul-smelling blockages for everyone else in the apartment block. OP's friend got some rather devious payback by securely plugging his own plumbing and flushing all the floor's toilets in quick succession. This caused the diapers and raw sewage to be expelled back out into the guilty neighbor's apartment. Unless you want to end up as the sole proprietor of a fecal aquarium, don't flush diapers. Another pretty extreme form of revenge was taken by one individual who was tired of inconsiderate drivers ruining his grass verge. So he put down a wooden board full of nails to keep his grass preserved and keep any intruding tires well and truly flat.
Man.
Sometimes petty revenge is a little calmer and more domestic. Take this wife's revenge for her husband rudely calling her a sandwich maker, for example. When he bit into his sandwich at work the next day, he noticed his sandwich maker had left the wrapping on the cheese. And when he opened up the sandwich to remove the plastic, he saw the words, "Not sorry," written in Sharpie. But husbands get petty too. This particular husband left for work annoyed with his wife one morning and took his revenge in a truly diabolical fashion.
What did he do?
Making his half of the bed. Another form of harmless passive aggression was served up by an annoyed customer whose order was wrong. A complaint doesn't get much clearer than, "I said no onion," on the plate, written in the problematic ingredient itself. For too long, inconsiderate people have let their dogs poop on lawns and walked away without facing the consequences.
Don't you hate
Thankfully,
that?
Redditor Big Balmer figured out how to put a stop to this. After a phantom pooper struck time and time again, he set up a camera to catch any owners and their four-legged friends in the act. He was successful and he printed out stills from the CCTV, placing one on a stake right next to the pile of poop for the whole neighborhood to see.
Wow.
Do you have any of your own
This was legit good. As a matter of fact, most of these was all like good. If I had to say right now, I say the one I liked. I would say the high calorie drink. The intro, like when the man was getting picked on by a coworker, which we always have that one person at a job that always mess with us. But the intro, the man said, "If I win the lottery or what if I was rich, I would quit my job." This man gave him this man put fake gold coins and stashed it just for him to find it. My God, man. Most of these like checkmate. I say this though, the one thing that you really want to get your revenge on in a passive aggressive way is the rude customers. It's like the rude customers, and it's the like people's dogs crapping in your yard. You tell them to stop it and they keep doing it, but as soon as you do something like, bro, put a picture out there to expose that person to everyone that this the person that's going to crap on your yard. But the cheating husband, though, washing machine, man, I think the cheating husband was the best one. She literally put a sign out there for everyone to read that my husband is a cheater. She could have easily got rid of him, but she put signs out there, made him wear one of those billboards type things, saying, "I am a cheater. This is my punishment." Like, bro, you would have thought you would have left by now, right? You would have thought she would have left you by now, but no, she is making your life completely horrific. She is destroying your whatever reputation you had. Oh my God, this was just part 1. Yo, I hope y'all enjoyed this one, because man, it was going by so fast though. It was going by like mad fast, but man, it was short, sweet, and smooth though. But if y'all want to stay tuned, you stab the buttons down below. You will see the next video. Hope you have a good day. Stay safe, and of course you already know,